Hey everyone, welcome to REALRILEYMEDIA, your number one place for sports content in Jamaica. Today's video is sponsored by Maestro Sports. I'm your host, Jamal Riley, the founder of REALRILEYMEDIA, and alongside me is my co-host, Andre Gina Stevens. Genius, give us a little introduction about yourself.
So as Riley said, Andre Gina Stevens is his name, former Money Cup player, economist, and entrepreneur by profession. So joining REALRILEYMEDIA is a very exciting experience for me. I'm looking forward to coming on this platform and sharing my perspective on the games and giving my honest opinion and insight into results and also previews on games. So I'm really looking forward for this exciting journey.
So it's do or die, bro. 2 more games, crucial games for Reggae Boyz to make it to this World Cup. It was said by the Gleaner that if Jamaica wins, defeats Trinidad, and Bermuda should defeat Curacao, which is almost impossible, we would make it to the World Cup. But I don't think it's liable to depend on that to make it to the World Cup. I think we should just win the next 2 games and we are good.
Yeah.
Because to see, I'm not seeing Bermuda beating Curacao.
Yeah, I don't see that either. And the thing is, I think our last game against Curacao the game that we lost against Curacao kind of make things a bit interesting. Because looking at this group initially, everyone would thought this is gonna be the easiest route to World Cup for Jamaica in years. And for the last couple of games, I thought we played well against Trinidad. The game against Curacao was a blip. We lost that game away. So now we're looking to rebound against Trinidad. As I said, it's a must-win game. Looking at the squad, looking at the selection in terms of the players that we have at our disposal, people have grouses in terms of players that are missing from the squad or should be in the squad. But despite that, I think we do have the quality players in this squad to go and beat Trinidad come tomorrow. So
not cutting you, you're touching on a point. Which player do you think should have been in the squad to take on Trinidad?
Well, I mean, when I look at the squad, one name that pops out at me first that I don't see in the squad, which I expected to see, was Trevante Stewart. I think he's really doing good for his club down in Saudi there. I think he's playing well. He has scored, I think, 5 goals in the last 6 games. So he's been in really good form. I think he's the most informed striker we have now. So it was kind of surprising not to see him in the squad. I know that we're in the striker position, forward position, we have a lot of options, but I would have liked to see Trevante Stewart in the squad.
No, this is a player who I think deserves a look into for this Reggae Boyz squad. A midfielder, which I think the Reggae Boyz squad is lacking in depth. The midfield. There's a lad called Nikhil Ellis.
Yeah.
Kota Bashi from Racing.
Very good player.
I think that lad was probably the best midfielder last season in the JPL.
Yeah, and I couldn't disagree. One of the things why I'm not surprised that we don't have a midfield of that type in the squad is when I look at the coach in terms of the style of play. And, Bashi, that you mentioned, it reminds me of a player like a Tyreek McGee in terms of that level of skill and creativity.
Yeah.
And if you realize in this squad doesn't possess any player of that ability. I think the coach go for more like robust midfielders that can, probably win possession and can probably, tackle well and maintain, good shape and maintain a good structure. I don't think it's a coach who looks to play through the middle, so it doesn't seem like he goes for flair type of quality type of midfielders.
There was only one midfielder that I saw that had that type of quality, and it was Daniel Johnson. I don't think the coach used that player very much. I don't think he got picked for the squad.
He's not in the squad, and Ravel Morrison is another miss. I was wondering again.
The age factor, bro. The age factor. I think the age factor is something that can be debated.
Probably.
It's debatable.
But again, we probably need experience as well. You look at the age factor, the team is pretty young. When you look at Kaim and you look at Whisper, we have a very young squad with some other, young players coming through as well. So having, I don't think having a Ravel would probably hurt the squad. I think, the experience, for the younger players will also be a value to the team.
That's true, because even one time I think even Fabian Reid should have even got a call up or should be around the national setup. I don't know if I'm just thinking randomly, but I think Fabian Reid has shown the quality. I've seen him for the last 2, 3 seasons at Arnett. That man is a quality striker, not gonna lie. He's a quality striker.
Yeah, very good player, very quality player. I think, your point that you make is a point that many people, is echoing of late in terms of we're not seeing a lot of the local players getting opportunities. I mean, when we look at the overseas-based players, we would assume that they're at a different level. But some of the time, what we find with these overseas-based players, they don't have the same hunger that a local-based player may have. So I can see a point in terms of thinking that, we can definitely give a player like a Fabian, as a local player, some opportunity in the team as well.
All right. match prediction for tomorrow's game.
Match prediction. Looking at the game, as I said before, when I look at the matchup and I look at Trinidad team, I think it's going to be a tough game. Trinidad's going to come out. It's going to be on the home side. It's going to be a tough game. They'll come out.
It's a must-win game for
It's
Trinidad.
a must-win for them as well because they lose in that game. That's end of their World Cup hopes. Even though, if you ask me now, I think the World Cup's hopes over. But, mathematically, there's still a chance
So
they can qualify.
Jamaica and time if you go on Bramford boy, if you beat up boy.
We have to take this game very serious. And the thing is, as I said before, I think Trinidad is going to come out guns blazing. So I think, for me, the first goal in this game is going to be very crucial. I don't think we can go behind in this game. I don't think we can afford to chase this game. So I would expect that we should go on the front foot, try to see if we can put Trinidad under pressure. And if we can get an early goal and have them under pressure, I think that we can do well. But I think it's going to be a very close game. Tight scoreline. I'm predicting probably a 2-1 in favor of Jamaica. But honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a draw as well.
I'm predicting a 2-1 as well. The draw, nah, think about a draw. We don't want a draw.
Yeah.
We don't want a draw.
Yeah, I don't want that.
I going to have us hopes and dream. Hope and pray. We don't want that.
Yeah, a draw would put
and for a 2-1 victory.
Yeah, a draw and a crossover win would make it quite interesting.
Because given that Trinidad is a must-win game, I feel like Trinidad got somehow about a momentum in the game when they're going to get a 1 goal.
Yeah.
And then we know if we just hustle to get the last goal and now figure out. See it off.
Yeah. But as I say, I think we do have the quality in the squad. But my big thing now is to see exactly what the starting lineup will look like. Because, one of my honest things is I've wanted to see Whisper and Kaim on the field at the same time. I don't think we're going to see that.
No, I think they're... Question, do you think Kaim Bixton and Whisper are similar players?
Not necessarily, no. I don't think they are similar players. I think they have similar attributes, but not necessarily similar players. I think they have a different style of play. Whisper, for me, is
more direct.
A little more direct. Kaim is direct as well. Kaim is direct as well. But Kaim, for me, it links the play a little more than Whisper. It seems to be one who like to pass and move more than Whisper. Whisper is one to jab at a defender, take on 2 and 3 defenders. Kaim is one who pass and move in spaces and create space and running behind. I see him as a more that type of player. Where Whisper is more.
Do you think it's safe to say Kaim's a more complete player than Whisper? Or you think they have their own lane in terms of a football player?
I mean, it's debatable because when I say complete player, then Whisper would have certain attributes to his game that I don't think Kaim has as well. So I think they're different players. I don't want to compare them in the sense to say that they're the same player. Different players. I think they bring different things to the national setup, and that's one of the reasons why I think I was really looking forward to see both of them in the team at the same time, just to see the dynamics of what they both can do together on the pitch.
I really think like those 2 players playing together along with the link up of, because you know that Kaim Dixon and Shaman Nicholson has chemistry.
Yeah, very good chemistry.
So I would love to see a Kaim Dixon, Dijon Whisper Richards, and a Boza in that starting level. And we may never know. We don't know the starting level yet.
But the thing is, looking at it, for that to happen, it means that we don't have Cephas is not going to be the team. And Cephas for me, as much as I rate Whisper and I rate Kaim, for me Cephas is a must pick. Cephas is he's been our most dangerous player.
He has to be there.
For the last 6-7 games I watched in Jamaica, he's been our most dangerous player. So I think he's for me one of the first name on the team sheet. So he has to play. And I think also based on how I see the coach set the dynamics, I think he's gonna go to centre forward. So it's gonna be the Bowser or the guy that scored against Trinidad. His name again, Kamadre. Yeah, that's a funny name. I can't pronounce his name right now. But I think it's gonna be either him or Bowser up front with either Dixon and Cephas flanking that striker. That's how I'm thinking that we might start the game. But
I'm not gonna lie, I love the defense setup. The defender that they chose for this, I love them. They look really solid. King, Low, it looks really solid.
Yeah, and that's gonna be another interesting thing to see how we set up defensively as well. Because I've seen in certain instances where they've gone with a back 3 in terms of 3 central defenders and 2 wing backs. Again, we're away. It might go for 4-4-2. I'm not sure if he'll go to set up where we'll go two centre backs and traditional wing backs. So I'm looking forward to see how that will set up, and that will dictate in terms of the forward movements as well. Because I'm thinking he might play a Damari Gray in probably a number 10 position.
So what's your predicted starting level?
Well, my predicted starting level, I would Blake in goal. I would say Low, Latibodier, and
Pinnock?
Not Pinnock. Sorry. Ethan Pinnock.
Ethan
Ethan Pinnock, sorry, Ethan Pinnock, because that's our best defender. I think
that's
he's our best defender.
Or most solid defender
Yeah,
by far.
Ethan Pinnock, Anandilo,
King?
and Richard King as a three centre.
So I have Damian
Lowe, Ethan Pinnock,
and
Richard King as three centre halves. And then I would have Greg Lee and Lembesika as the two wing backs. And in front we would have Aiden, and I'm thinking that he's gonna play Aiden and Bobby Reed as the two.
I think that's something factual. You might have Aiden and Bobby Reed.
Bobby Reed. Based on the midfield, I think it's the best option. To have an Aiden and a Bobby Reed. Aiden as a defensive midfield and Bobby as a box to box. And then in terms of the front three now, which is going to be the challenge, where I think the front three is a challenge. I'm thinking as a Cephas has to play, and I'm thinking it might play Kaim on the right, and then
down the middle,
you have well, Shamar Nicholson. It might be a case where Kaim is not even on the field. I'm sorry because I forgot Damari Gray. Damari Gray might be from the right. Damari Gray might be from the right, and Cephas from the left, and Bowser down the middle, and we have a Dixon and a Whisper to come off the bench. That might be a starting lineup that we might see.
That might be true.
Because remember, Damari Gray has been out of the setup for a couple of games now. The games that Dixon would have started, last on the stadium that Dixon has started, Damari Gray wasn't available for selection in that game. So we might see a different setup in terms of Dixon coming off the bench with Whisper as well.
You mentioned about the head-to-head statistics between us and Trinidad and Tobago. Could you share more insights on that?
All right. So if we look at most recent data in terms of our last 5 games, we're unbeaten our last 5 games against them.
Yeah.
The last time I think Trinidad defeated us was back in 2023 in a friendly game. I think it was in Mobe. It was the last time I think they defeated us 1-0. Apart from that, I think we have had the better measure of Trinidad over the years. So recent history would suggest that this game should be a victory for us. But the game at National Stadium, they scored 3 goals that was ruled out as offside.
Yeah.
So it shows that they do pose a threat to us. So I have to be very, very careful. And while the head-to-head statistics does favor us in terms of we winning more games and all of that, just the last time as well that we played them in Trinidad, we won 2-1. That was in about 2002 World Cup qualifier.
And this is a must-win game for Trinidad.
And this is a must-win game for them. So I'm expecting, as I said before, for them to come in full force. I'm expecting the stadium to be full. Here is a sold-out stadium already. So the environment and the whole environment is going to be very, very, very difficult for us. And again, it's going to depend again on the mentality of our players.
To be mentally tough.
Knowing how important this game is. Knowing that they could lose this game and that's it for the World Cup hopes. The joy could also be for the World Cup hopes because, as I said, I'm not betting on Bermuda beating Curacao. That's ain't happening.
Yeah. That doesn't seem realistic, none at all. No, I've been saying this. We have been talking from yesterday. We have been saying this. I think that Kaim Dixon and Whisper, these two young stars coming from Manning Cup, Whisper from KC and Kaim Dixon from Clarendon College, these two youngsters can carry us to the World Cup. What are your thoughts on that?
I definitely believe so as well. And these two youngsters are the future. As it stands presently, though, in terms of the coach, I don't know what the coach perspective on that is because we might see a team tomorrow without both of these youngsters starting. When we look at dynamics of what the coach might prefer, but if you ask me, I think these are two most exciting players apart from Cephas, which I think can definitely change a game for us and really push us to that next level. So even if they don't play a vital role tomorrow, I think if we are going to win tomorrow, they're going to need to play though.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to watch their development over the years. I think, now is their time as well. But I think more so for the future, they are going to be very, very important for this national setup going forward.
Yeah, fair. That's fair enough. Now, before we end our video, we want to encourage all our fans. This is just 2 more games left for Reggae Boyz to reach the World Cup. 180 minutes of football. They need our support.
Support the team.
So, the Instagram comments has to be positive. The messages to the players has to be positive. No, it's not the time to demotivate them. We need to be behind them 100%. And now at the time of believe, we can't cut all the politics. If you don't like the coach, we're not busy about that. Motivate the player them, believe in them.
Agreed. Point in fact, Riley, these players are trying to in a 20-year-old drought for Jamaica. Next year is going to be 28 years since the last time we went to World Cup. 80% of this team is below is below 28, which means the last time we went to World Cup, majority of this member of these teams weren't even born yet. So they're really trying to do something very historic for the nation. So they need your support, especially come next Thursday in the office. I think everyone should go on the 18th and support the team and ensure that we fill up the stadium and,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
make sure
Bleach
support
has 2,000. It doesn't get any better than that. We all can fill up beaches. Come on. No, you said something now. You said 28 years, right?
28 years since the last time would have been to a World Cup. Would have been 6 tournaments, 6 World Cup tournaments would have passed since Jamaica would have played in 1998.
Yeah, definitely. And we would love to see Reggae Boyz back at the World Cup. It would be an amazing feeling for us to see the Reggae Boyz back at the World Cup. We would love to even see Reggae Boyz beating Trinidad tomorrow and Bermuda beating Curacao. That would just
That would be. But also,
that would just leave everything just so smooth for us. Just enjoy the last match
that is true.
at the stadium.
But for the fans out there as well, it would be an amazing feeling for us to also qualify on home side. So my expectations realistically is that Curacao will beat Bermuda and will beat Trinidad, which means that the final game will still be a must win for us because us winning tomorrow is going to put us on 12 points. Curacao winning going to put them on 11 points.
Yeah.
So going to the last game, a draw, yes, will get us over the line, but we don't want to take a chance with that. So we're going to still have a situation where going to that final game at home is going to be a must win, and it's going to still be hopes in the air, hoping that we can seal it at home. So it's going to be an exciting game.
All right, thank you guys for watching. Like, share, comment, and subscribe to our video, and stay tuned for more content. And click the notification bell. Here, your host, Shaman Riley, and Genius.
What good.